Do you know what time it is? I said, do you know what time it is? Can you hear me? People in the back, what are you hard of hearing? I said, do you know what time it is? No? Well, let me remind you. It's time once again to spit facts. It's the return of the king, like Lord of the Rings, I'm back. No beat is needed, I'm still undefeated, an animal. It's a bloodbath, they feeling my wrath, no casuals allowed on this channel. I stay with the ammo, you mad. The way that they bleeding, I think they be needing a pad. Look at the way that I got them addicted to rants. Fiending for videos, look at the way that they scratch. All these copycats imitate, but they will never be this great no matter how hard they try and copy my swag. Young Defiant, aka the king of gaming, the king of YouTube, the realest gamer on the internet, the 100% fact spitter, the higher level thinker, the leader of the real gamer movement, the king of anime, the king of manga, and the one who's better than you in every way, has once again returned to deliver the greatness, has once again returned to deliver the facts, even though you losers on this channel simply do not deserve it. Shout out to all the members of the real gamer movement. Shout out to everyone that believes in this high quality, amazing content that I provide and chooses to financially support me by either becoming members of the YouTube channel or following me on twitch.tv/the Pizza and subscribing or donating over there, which is the preferred method actually. Whatever way you choose to financially support, shout out to y'all for financially supporting. The rest of you freeloading losers that never financially support me, well, you simply do not matter to me in the slightest. You don't donate, you don't matter. It's that simple. So I've been creating a lot of legendary top 10 videos lately. Just legendary videos, the best top 10s on YouTube, hell, the internet in general, hands down. There's no one that makes top 10s better than me. That's a fat non-opinion. All of my lists are 100% objective. They cannot be argued against. Of course, casuals, of course, frauds try to argue, but it's just like, how do you argue with facts? These people are embarrassing themselves on a daily basis. That could never be me. But I got suggested a video. Why not make a top 10 worst anime villains video? And I was shocked. I was like, bro, how have I not thought of that? I was like, yo, I would have got there eventually because, like I said, my mind is so infinite. I got so many possibilities, so many creative things popping in my brain. It's hard to pinpoint. So I'm pretty sure that's popped in my brain before, but I just forgot because, again, when your mind is infinite, when you have knowledge pouring into it at all the times, it's very hard to keep up. But when I saw that, I was like, that sounds like a perfect idea. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. Let's get started. Alright, so the first character we're going to start this list off with is Pain. Narutards love to deride Pain to the high heavens. They like to ride Pain. They like to ride the Pain arc like it's some godly arc, like Pain is a godly antagonist. And of course, I'm just laughing at these losers like, you've never read anything that wasn't made for morons. To say Pain, a character from a terribly written character from a terribly written show, a terribly written anime and manga, is a great character, that lets me know you have screws loose up top. There's no other way to put it. Oh, come on, that's mean. You shouldn't say that about people. No. Sometimes you just gotta be blunt. Tastes so bad, not even a mother could love. You see what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Act like he's some amazing character when in reality, he's just some old, crusty, sick dude using his friend's body to terrorize people because he's disabled. Wow, such an interesting character. Hides in his man cave and sends his clones to do his dirty work. Oh, but come on, Young. Come on, Young. I mean, like, come on. Dude, his backstory is so impactful and you learn why he becomes the way that he did. No. Any villain that needs a backstory is not a good villain. It just proves how pathetic Kishimoto truly is. Then, just like most Naruto villains, he's randomly persuaded by that terrible character Naruto to give up his evil ways and save everyone. Naruto is just so corny, it's ridiculous. Terrible character design, horrible backstory. Everything about Pain in the Pain arc is pure garbage. Next up, we got Eisen from that corny anime and manga Bleach. This character is so lame. Everyone acted shocked at the end of the Soul Society arc when he revealed himself as a villain and not who everyone thought he was. One of the lamest quote-unquote plot twists I've ever seen that only an idiot wouldn't have seen coming because it was so obvious from the start. He was terribly written, getting power-up after power-up, ultimately to get beat by a character who gets even more power-ups. Like, imagine hyping up a character for most of the series to be this cool, bad badass villain only for him to get beat by some generic ginger. Eisen has no depth as a villain. His design was trash, his powers were trash. Dude literally sat in a chair for the rest of the series. What a joke. Just pure garbage. Kubo has no, and I mean no idea how to write anything remotely good. Dude just wants to draw things that he thinks looks cool and add some random trash story later. There's a reason why Shonen Jump bankai'd his ass out of the magazine as soon as possible and his Burn the Witch series flopped. He's a fraud. Next up, we have King Bradley from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, another character that they tried to give this plot twist to. He's actually the villain, but he's, been infiltrating all this time. Fullmetal Alchemist has to be one of the most overrated pieces of garbage out there, and there isn't a character people suck off more than King Bradley. He's so cool. Oh my gosh, he's awesome. This lame character gets so much praise, and for what? There's nothing cool about him. Oh, he has a sword and an eye patch. Whoop-de-doo. That doesn't make him lit. He's a boring character that barely did anything the whole series except for the very end, and people want to act like he's so great. He's great villain material. If this is what you classify as a great villain, you clearly don't know your lefts from your right. You don't know how to tie your shoes. You don't know how to do basic things around the house. You can honestly hurt yourself if you're not under complete and utter supervision at all times. That's the type of stuff that you people are on for liking a character like this. Next up, we have Blackbeard from One Piece. Now, this was actually a really hard pick because One Piece as a whole probably has the worst cast of villains of all time. I mean, I was going through these other shonen and I was like, man, these characters suck. But when I got to One Piece, I was like, bro, every villain that was ever introduced in One Piece is complete garbage material. Like, there's not one good villain here, but I chose Blackbeard because this is the one that people try to act like is a good villain. I've seen, of course, people say Crocodile, sometimes Doflamingo, but Blackbeard's the one that a lot of people seem to think is really this good villain. And I'm just like, okay, so this is what complete and utter stupidity looks like, because it doesn't get any worse than Blackbeard. This loser is so annoying. Every scene that he's in, he makes an already garbage anime and manga even worse. Terrible powers, has no depth to him at all. We know nothing about him. He's not done anything remotely interesting in 900 chapters. No, what is it, like 1,000 chapters? One Piece is so trash and he's the end, but that's neither here nor there. He's done nothing the whole series. He shows up from time to time, does nothing, and people think he's cool? People think he's so powerful? Just the standards are so low. Easily one of the worst designs I've ever seen. How can anyone with a shred of dignity or humanity like this character? There's nothing cool about him. He's one of the weakest characters in the series by far. He's cowardly, like he's always running every time that you see him. Blackbeard is trash, and so is every other villain in One Piece. One Piece is terrible. And next up, we have Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So this character is the epitome of garbage. Hell, JoJo as a whole is the epitome of garbage. It doesn't get any worse than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean, every time someone tells me they're a JoJo fan, I'm just like, okay, this is someone that I need to avoid. They're not all there up top. They're not someone that I need to be spending time with. Let me go in the other direction, because they are just, you can't find one normal JoJo fan. They're just not normal. They're just a fan base of losers. But Dio is just some corny, generic meme character that only losers like. There's nothing interesting about him. He's easily one of the worst characters I've ever seen. I'm telling you, man, JoJo fans are complete weirdos. They like the series more for its memes than its actual writing, proving how brain dead the fan base actually is. They don't care about how good the writing is, how good the characters are. It's just, the memes, JoJo. Oh, is this a JoJo reference? The memes. Is this a JoJo reference? The memes. It's just, oh my God, the worst fan base of all time. One of the worst shows of all time. One of the worst just pieces of fiction of all time. It's, oh my God, JoJo sucks. Next up, we got Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. Look at this wannabe Kaneki Ken from Tokyo Garbage. You know your manga is trash when you have to rip off not only Naruto, but Tokyo Garbage as well. Two of the worst anime and manga out there. That's how you know you're going nowhere as a creator. My God, you couldn't pay me to be that pathetic. This character is just so cringy though. Has a hand on his face at pretty much all times, literally face palming himself because even he knows how bad of a character he actually is. Everything about My Hero Academia sucks. It's just a X-Men ripoff that does nothing new or unique. Imagine with a fully functioning brain saying, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I like My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is my favorite anime. Yikes. Next up, we have Annie from Attack on Titan. Annie is by far one of the worst characters of all time. Not even just an Attack on Titan, I'm talking of all time. I mean, a lot of people tried to pretend like she was this cool character that saved everyone, her Titan abilities, the female Titan. She was so legendary. No, she was a trash character. Everything about her, from the character design to her personality, it was boring. There was nothing special about this character. Her Titan form was trash. Everything about her was trash. And people love Annie. They think she was really a good character. She got beat by Eren, a terrible character like that. Got beat by him, encased herself in crystal, and is doing who knows what, because I don't keep up with garbage like this. I stopped checking it out a long time ago. I realized it was for losers. I realized it was for people that are not of higher quality, not of higher intellect. So I'm not going to waste my time with it. So who knows what she's doing now, but she was terrible when she was actually on screen. There was, again, nothing interesting about her. She didn't know what she was doing. This is what happens when we leave people to create these terrible shonen series. Imagine putting on your resume, imagine saying to yourself, I want to be a shonen author. I want to create bottom of the barrel garbage like this, and people are going to love it. That's just sad. And then my favorite part is when these shonen authors try to go a step beyond. They try to basically write like they're seinen. They try to do these things, and it just ends up a plot hole infested mess like Attack on Titan. They're praising the creator like he's doing something special when he's not. Stay in your lane. You're a author that creates garbage for little kids, because that's what shonen is. Catered towards little kids. You're not a seinen author. You could never be that. Attack on Titan's garbage. Next up, we have Goku Black. Goku Black has to be one of the laziest characters I've ever seen. Hey, let's just make Goku, but make him evil. Oh my god, mind blown. 10 out of 10 character. Let's milk Trunks and have him return from the future again and pretty much do the same exact arc over and over again. So lazy. This is what happens when Dragon Ball comes back when it should have never came back. It should have just stayed finished. When you try to bring something back, you get an abomination like this. But they love to milk Dragon Ball. They just cannot leave Dragon Ball alone. If there's something that you just know is going to get milked, it's Dragon Ball. They keep coming out with movies. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. You have beat a dead horse long enough. Again, I've said this in the past, the poor cow is on its last leg. The milk refuses to spurt out anymore. It's just dust. Powdered milk is spilling out of that poor cow because of all the milking you have done to this poor cow. Dragon Ball, just cut it out. Dragon Ball Super is an absolute disgrace. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Super, you're just not smart. Next up, we have Light Yagami from Death Note. Now, some people will consider him a villain and some will not. I consider him a villain, and whatever I say goes, because I am the king of anime and manga, and you guys are beneath me in every way. So, yes, Light Yagami is a terrible character. I mean, he has just this unrealistic intellect that made him super smart and 10 steps ahead of everyone. He knows what's going to happen. He knows how to prepare for this, prepare for that. I was just watching this anime like, did a 2-year-old write this? This is something a 2-year-old would write. Let's create this character that's just so smart. He's so smart. And let's create this other character that's so smart. And they'll go at it. Battle of the minds. No, it's unrealistic garbage. A better Death Note is Monster. Monster is better than Death Note in every way. Death Note is just shonen garbage. I'm so tired of these shonen creators. They just don't know what they're doing. This anime fails in every single way, but Light Yagami was so boring. There was nothing interesting about him. He made an even terrible series even worse every time that he was on screen. He was that bad. Imagine thinking he is a cool character. He's a good character. Oh, I write names in a diary. Lame. And lastly, we have Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho, who's really just a Dragon Ball Z Nappa ripoff, the big brute character. Yu Yu Hakusho as a whole is honestly just nothing but a Dragon Ball Z ripoff. But so many losers think this character is good. They think he's a good villain when he's not even close to being a good villain. He made the Dark Tournament arc, an already unbearable garbage arc, even more unbearable. Every time he was on screen, I was just, oh my god, he was just so bad. I couldn't believe Togashi someone who created a masterpiece like Hunter x Hunter could write a character this bland and boring. But I guess everyone has to start somewhere, because like compare villains from Yu Yu Hakusho to villains from Hunter x Hunter, there is no comparison. The villains in Hunter x Hunter curb stomp the villains in Yu Yu Hakusho. His character design is terrible, his motives are terrible, everything about him sucked, and he ultimately ends up trying to be the good guy. Him and Yusuke have so much in common, and they try to create this parallel between the two. It's so bad. This character and every other character in Yu Yu Hakusho is complete and utter trash. So there you have the top 10 worst anime villains of all time. I honestly could have made this list way longer considering how many bad villains there actually are, but you know, to save time, I didn't want to do that. So yeah, this list is 100% objective. If you disagree, just proves you're a moron. And with that being said, I'm up out of here.